Hey folks, this is Oten. In this video, it's going to be a little breakdown of the Longines chronoscope that Admiral Byrd appeared on. Now, the Longines chronoscope lasted from June of 1951 to April of 1955. And even JFK was on one of the episodes. And I'll leave a link in the description box. The show is pretty bad quality. The one that Admiral Byrd was on is more decent quality. Anyway, when Admiral Byrd appeared on this show, it was December 8th of 1954. And let's just keep in mind that he crossed the South Pole in 1929. So this is quite a few years later.
It's time for the Longines Chronoscope, a television journal of the important issues of the hour, brought to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A presentation of the Longines Whitnor Watch Company, maker of Longines, the world's most honored watch.
And this watch company is still around, and Admiral Byrd did a few ads for this watch company also.
And Whitnor, distinguished companion to the world honored Longines. Larry Lasser, CBS News correspondent, and Kenneth Crawford, National Affairs Editor of Newsweek magazine. Our very distinguished guest for this evening is Admiral Richard E. Byrd. The North Pole used to be a no man's land, but these are the days when, by buying a ticket...
Now, according to the North Pole today, the North Pole is allegedly underwater, 10,000 feet underwater. And I'm going to show you an example of that right now. As you can see, this is North America. This is Greenland. So your North Pole would be in this area right here, which of course they're showing nothing but water. And I find it funny also, in Captain Cook's third adventure, he couldn't find the Northern Passage, and it would have been quite easy for him to find that. He did make it to this area here, but he couldn't find this. He couldn't find this gap right here. I may do a video on that later, but if you take a good look at it, it's nothing but big giant, I guess you would consider it an ocean. It's probably frozen some of the time, but it could be more land here that they're just hiding and they don't want us to know about, as they clearly speak about it right here.
Get on a commercial airliner, you can fly across the North Pole and drink a cocktail at the same time. You know, only 60 or more years ago, about 35 years ago, our guest tonight found out whether there was any land north of the North American continent. He made that first discovery flight, and I must say that Admiral Byrd, our guest tonight, is not only our greatest living explorer, but he's been an inspiration to countless Americans. Admiral Byrd, you've been to both the North Pole and the South Pole. Is there any unexplored land left on this earth that might appeal to adventurous young Americans?
Yes, there is. And not up around the North Pole, because it's getting crowded, but militarily. But strangely enough, there's left in the world today an area as big as the United States that's never been seen by a human being. And that's beyond the pole, on the other side of the South Pole.
Okay, he doesn't answer the question about the North Pole. He just jumps right into the South Pole.
From Middle America. And I think it's quite astonishing that there should be an area as big as that unexplored.
That's a tremendous
So there's a lot of adventure left down at the bottom of the world.
Well, Admiral, do you hope to see that?
I do.
But Admiral, would you say that this...
I don't understand why he's saying he does, because in 1930 he allegedly flew over most of this land.
You've been to both the extremities of Earth. Are these expeditions to such far-off places, are they getting easier because of modern techniques, or is danger still close at hand?
Well, it's a little risky, but nothing like it used to be with the old slow planes and the small cruising radius where we had to put down bases.
And they also had this big, huge snowmobile, and I'm going to get into detail about this snowmobile that Admiral Byrd used in another video, but it was a really nice snowmobile, and it even had a little airplane on top of it.
We replaced the dog teams, and of course that was a big improvement. But now the planes go much faster, and they're safer, and they have a much bigger cruising radius. You haven't got the danger of it terribly heavy load.
Admiral, an expedition to which I believe you're the advisor is now en route. What is that expedition doing?
Well, that's the icebreaker Atka.
I looked for this expedition. I didn't find much information on it.
And it's a reconnaissance expedition. It's going down to the South Pole area to make certain observations and to look for some bases. They will be back in April, and they will report back, and upon the information we get from that undertaking, we will base the bigger expedition that's to follow.
Is that very definitely planned, or is that...
That is being planned right now. So I'm willing to say to you that there will be a number of expeditions that will follow, I think, year after year, at the bottom of the world, because the government has really become interested.
Well, Admiral Byrd, I can understand, I think everybody can, the interest in the North Pole because it's so near our greatest challenger, Soviet Russia. But why...
Again, why are they interested in the North Pole if it's nothing but a big lake or ocean?
This interest in the bottom of the world, nobody living down there, is there?
No, it's pretty cold. There's only one permanent resident, that's the emperor penguin. The little ones live further north. The one reason they're interested, it's by far the most valuable, important place left in the world for science. That's why the scientific groups all over the nation are really interested. But more important than that, it has to do with the future of the nation, those to come after us, or even during your lifetime. Because it happens to be an untouched reservoir of natural resources. And, you know, as the world swings with an ever-increasing acceleration, far-flung places, once useless, like we thought the North Pole was, and no man's land, become very useful. The bottom of the world will be important, not only to us, but to our allies.
I was going to ask you, does it have military importance?
It has some, and as the world shrinks, it will continue to shrink with an ever...
Also note, this was before the Antarctic Treaty was signed. Now they have a treaty down there and no one's really welcome. You'd have to pay pretty nice sum of money to go just a part of it. Now they got tourists that say they'll allegedly take you to the South Pole. But yeah, they're very expensive, and I doubt that they would do that.
Thus bringing these places closer, and in the future, I can see a time when it will be very, very important strategically.
Well, has the development of air power increased the strategic importance of places like the
very much
Palmer
so.
Peninsula, was it?
Very much so. Even now, if anything happened and we lost the Panama Canal, we would have to control the islands just north of Antarctica, which are part of Antarctica, and between there and Cape Horn.
I've heard it said that there are 7 continents in the world.
And he's talking about this area here. This area here. These islands right here.
And one of them has never been seen by a woman, and that's Antarctica. Is that actually true?
Well, if the Palmer Peninsula is an island, as far as I know, that's true. No woman's ever stepped foot upon the Antarctic continent, and it's the most peaceful place in the world.
Well, I'm sure that won't last very long. I understand that now that you're working with the Arnold Bread Company in charge of frozen foods. Now, is there any future for frozen foods down these frozen extremities?
Well, I think the human race can be helped by that. This was thought out by Dean Arnold, who's, in my opinion, the great humanitarian.
He's just talking about frozen foods. I don't think they're going to be a use for frozen foods down in Antarctica, you know.
Or
stay there forever.
Admiral, you speak of the resources of Antarctica. What are they? What are the natural resources there?
Well, we've found enough coal within 180 miles of the South Pole in a great ridge of mountains. It's not covered with snow. Enough
It's not covered with snow. Note that.
To supply the whole world for quite a while.
Well,
That's the coal. Now, there's evidence of many other minerals.
This is also at a time when they were burning huge amounts of coal, and he said it would be able to supply the world with coal. So that's a lot of coal.
Pretty sure there's oil. Now, that coal shows the bottom of the world. Now, by far the coldest spot in the world. Where that coal is gets 100 below.
The coldest spot, 100 below, but it doesn't snow.
Zero in the winter.
Well,
It was once tropical. So we think there's oil there, and there's evidence, probably uranium there.
is it any secret? Is there uranium there? That would be the only thing that would be practical to actually go after, I suppose. Everything else would be economically unfeasible, wouldn't it?
Well, as we recklessly expend our resources, the time will come when we'll have to go after that stuff down there.
Well,
You know, I avoided what you said about uranium. I'm not sure about that. I don't want to have the world fighting over the Antarctic.
Admiral Byrd, is there a competition among other?
And this again was around the time, the Cold War was brewing up, so to speak. And he didn't want to say nothing about the uranium, but I'm sure there is uranium down there. That's probably gold, platinum, all kind of stuff. Basically because it's an ice rim.
Nations to try to get information about Antarctica and possibly to secure some of these resources?
Well, yes. There are now several nations very much interested.
Now he's talking about these nations that
Tremendously.
formed a treaty over time.
Australia has an expedition down there. The Argentine, the Chile, New Zealand, Britain, and so on. Now, you can understand those people down there being interested because they live down there. The New Zealanders, the Argentinians, the Chileans, and the Australians. And so we don't do much about claiming anything.
Admiral, you mentioned
They don't claim nothing yet, but in time they do.
it sounds a little crowded. Are there that many expeditions now there or en route there?
Well, you know, as I said, it's the most peaceful place in the world, but I don't think it will be for long because of this intense interest on the part of other nations and this nation.
Well, Admiral Byrd, are private expeditions a thing of the past? Is expedition and exploration, making expedition and exploration now purely a government function because of the tremendous
No, I
cost
don't think
organization?
so.
It is now. Back then it wasn't, but now it is.
I think down south it may be more or less a thing of the past, but not other expeditions that go. There's a lot of them go north now.
This latest expedition now on the way is a government expedition, I take it.
Yes, that's the government.
Admiral Byrd, may I ask you, is there
And the expedition he used the snowmobile on was also funded by the government. Like I said, I'm going to get into that in another video.
a great difference between the top of the world and the bottom of the world?
There is. Now, the North Pole is the center of an ocean 10,000 feet deep. The South Pole is...
Now you see, he just said it's a center of the ocean, 10,000 feet deep. Yeah, Captain Cook, he couldn't get through this ocean. And he also kind of contradicted himself, saying that it's getting crowded up there in the North Pole. What everybody's going to do, park in the ocean that's 10,000 feet deep? No, that's just holes in his story that he's not explaining very well.
The South Pole is the center of a plateau 10,000 feet high.
Now, when he talks about this plateau 10,000 feet high, he's definitely talking about this ice rim right here. 10,000 feet high with mountains on the ice rim, and these mountains are 15,000 feet high.
The North Polar Sea is surrounded by continents that are slightly frozen.
That's just, I'm not buying that. I think there's some land up there also that they hide.
The Antarctic continent is surrounded by a belt of ice, frozen seas of at least 1,200 miles thick. Now the south is...
And he said a belt of ice, just as soon as say ice rim surrounding the flat earth. Anyway, folks, I hope this sheds a little light on Admiral Byrd's interview here, and I'll leave a link in the description box to the complete interview. So you all have a great day. Peace.